Hello, Jessica Viewerworks back for another review, and today is a review of set number 70109. It's part of the LEGO Legends of Chima Speedorz line, and it has 81 pieces. It's recommended for ages 6 to 12. It has one minifigure and retails for $15 in the US, and it is called the Whirling Vines. And now let's take a look at the packaging. And here's the packaging. You can see it's really nice, and one part that stood out is this top part. I think that looks pretty cool. It's a little bit different than the other two, so it's nice to get that. It's like kind of a military blue, so that's cool. And on the back, it still has that really bad summer 2013 packaging for the Speedorz. I do not like that change. I think it's really lame. And that's it, and then it does come with an instruction booklet, which is a little thick, basically the same size as all the other ones. And now let's take a look at the cards. Okay, so here are the cards. The first one is Gorzan, or Gorzan, however you pronounce it. I think they pronounce it Gorzan in the show, though. So there he is. Pretty cool artwork. He's kind of swinging on a vine. Next one's Chi Dent Markor. You kind of see the Ultra Build Gorzan in the back. Next one is Banana Boost, and you can see there's bananas and stuff like that, kind of like Mario Kart, where they're, dodging bananas and stuff like that. And his Speedor looks a lot detailed in there, and it kind of brings out the details compared to the regular Speedor, but we'll get into that later. And then you got Tree Hugger 3, so I'm wondering what Tree Hugger 1 and 2 are. And you can see there's some nice detail on that one. Dent Markor, which is his weapon, and it doesn't look that cool. I mean, they over-exaggerated. It's that little piece, and I wish it would have looked like that. That would have been way cooler. And that's it for all the cards. Now let's take a look at the Speedor. So here's Gorzan's Speedor, and you can see it's really detailed. I love all that. This one probably has the most printing. You can see there's all this detail right here with the gorilla, and that detail, I don't know what it is. It looks really cool. And on the front, it's not like the other ones where they have like the two teeth or whatever, but this one just has like a flat part, so that looks really cool. And on the side, it kind of repeats the other sides. And here's the back. And I know I'm doing this first before the minifigure, so I'm going to see how this works. And because it's much easier to do it this way, because when I put the minifigure on, I have to take off the whole thing. So the minifigure view will come after. And it's really nice to get this in this Friends. It looks like a Friends teal. I don't know if that's the Friends color, but it's cool to get that color in a non-Friends set. And his weapon is basically bananas, so that is cool. And he fits on there really snugly. And so yeah, that's it. And he does come with a blue ripcord. So now let's take a look at the minifigure. And here is Gorzan, and you can kind of see his weapons are a little bit lamer than some of the other stuff in the bigger sets. I wish they would have used his hammer piece, but they used this small kind of hammer, and they made this kind of brick-built hammer-looking mallet thingy. I don't even know. And I mean, it's a pretty cool design, but it would have been nicer to get that whole new molded piece and his big punching gloves or whatever the heck they are. So anyways, you could kind of see he has a lot of detail. And I'm loving the gorillas. I think they look really nice. Let me zoom in. So here's a zoom up, and you can see that he has some nice even leg printing right there, like feet printing. And then he has a really cool kind of pants printing right there. And sadly it doesn't go to the side, which is a little bit disappointing. And you can see he has very nice torso printing and printing on his extended hairpiece, as I call it, which is kind of like a mask. You can see there's lots of nice detail right there. Reminds me a little bit of the Series 3 gorilla suit guy, which I never got. So I'm really liking these gorillas. I think they look really nice. And you can see there's lots of detail on that. And then his face looks a little bit scary. He's kind of like, he has yellow eyes, and then he has an open mouth with like fangs in it. So that's pretty funny, but kind of scary and useful. I think you can use it for a lot of other ways. And you can see he's kind of smiling in this one, or a bit laid back, which is how he looks usually in the show, because they're played as like dumb characters, which is kind of disappointing. And the back, you can see there's some nice back printing. So overall, he is a really cool figure. Also, I forgot to mention this, but it would have been really cool to get his little, what is it called? His armor part that attaches around his neck. I forgot what it's called, but like his shoulder plate, which I wish I would have included that, but it's still fine. Okay, so here is the Whirling Vines, and you can kind of see there's this really nice piece right here, which is kind of like a vine piece. And I think that's a pretty cool detail. I'm not sure if it's a new piece. I think it's from Hero Factory, but I'm not really familiar with Hero Factory, or maybe even Bionicle. And it's nice to get it in dark green, I guess. And it is pretty useful because at the end you could attach stuff to it, which you can see right there. So that is pretty nice. And Then you got these 2 rock pieces, which aren't really rare, but it's always nice to get those. They used to be rare back in like the 2000s, but now it's common. And I used to really love these pieces back in 2000s. And even though people sometimes classify them as burps, big ugly rock pieces, I think they're pretty cool. But the big ugly rock pieces are usually the big ones, but I digress. Anyways, on the back you can see there's not really much detail, and on the top there's these little treetop parts, so that's pretty cool. And the main speeder game or whatever, or the play feature you could say, is you have to spin this, like, let me see, like, okay, like that, and then you gotta get it through the middle. So I did not succeed there, so I wouldn't win or whatever, and basically that's how you get the card or whatever. I'm not really sure how to play the Chima game, but this is how you play this particular one. So that is cool, and now it's final verdict. Overall, I actually think this is another really good Speedor. It's probably the worst of the 3 that have come out in the summer, because first thing, Gorzan is a bit easier to get than the others because he does come in a $50 set. And this one has a worse price per piece ratio than the other 2 because it has 81 pieces for $15, but I still think it's pretty impressive. There are a few problems with this set in the fact that they should have included maybe some of Gorzan's weapons, like his big berserker hands as I call them, or his hammer, but they included a regular hammer and kind of a lame other weapon, so I'm disappointed with that. But I still think that the Whirling Vines is a really cool feature, especially with this piece here, which I'm not too familiar with, and it's nice to get 2 of these pieces. So I do rate this set like the other 2, because I really love the pieces in this set, which are, like I said, those 2 and then those 2, which are a bit uncommon, and I haven't seen these before, and it's nice to get these in line. So I really like this set. I think the Speedor looks cool, Gorzan's cool, and there's a lot of nice pieces in here. I just wish it would have been a little bit of a better price per piece ratio, but I think this one has the most unique pieces than the other 2, besides, of course, the Speedor and the minifigure. So that's it for this review, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.